that doesn't involve wearing pads. Don't let ribs flare. Keep the ribs stacked over the pelvic floor. Think arms up, ribs down.
Grab a towel and try this before your next high-impact workout. Place the towel.
I'm waiting for my air fryer to heat up, so I'm gonna catch some rays and catch up with you guys. Questions to dive deeper about how bowel and bladder habits can be affecting your core and your pelvic floor. So if you're on the email list, you got that email today where I kind of talked about that. If you're not on the email list, send me your email. I'll send you that email that I sent out today. But we can dive in shortly on a few key aspects. So if you strain and squeeze, you're telling the pelvic floor to lift and contract. So it's going to try to do its job, which is to maintain continence. But that's the opposite goal of what we want to happen when we want to go pee or poop. So when you contract your pelvic floor and then squeeze and try to push, you are weakening the pelvic floor by putting that downward pressure on it. So you can get a weak pelvic floor, which is not good, or creating more pressure. So think leakage, prolapse. You don't want to put more pressure down on a prolapse or continue to create pressure that could create a prolapse. Number two, when you are doing Number two, if you are pushing down and your pelvic floor is working, you're confusing it. And it's like, oh my gosh, I need to work harder. So this can create a situation of a hypertonic, over tight pelvic floor that's working harder than it should. And that will create upward pressure, which means all of that can settle in your belly and create that prolonged belly pooch because that pelvic floor is now tight and non-relaxing, and it's not going to move like it's trampoline. In summary, a tight or a weak pelvic floor will not be integrating as well with your core, and so your efforts in the gym may not be going as well, or you're doing all these things in the gym, but you're not changing what's happening on the toilet, and that is just going to put you in a continuous cycle of chasing things that are being disrupted by what your pelvic floor is being told with your bowel and bladder habits. And related to your pelvic floor, since we were talking about clothes yesterday, this crop from Viore, I bought it last summer and I wore it probably nearly every day. I'm not kidding. It's so comfortable just to throw on, especially when it's like hot and sticky. It does have a built-in bra top and it does come with cups. I take them out. They kind of annoy me. But I don't work out in it. I mean, you probably could, but I just prefer to wear it like casually. So super great buy. It's not too short. I have a long torso, but I usually wear like my pants or leggings or shorts this way anyways. So I'll drop the link here. Everybody is sending me the videos about PFAS found in athletic wear, especially Lululemon, which I hadn't seen. So I'm like just haven't even had a chance to read about it yet since people have been sending it. I think my first thought that comes to mind is I'm going to cry. Lululemon Align, like, I don't even know. I might not be able to give that up. But no, on a serious note, I'm going to leave an article from Dr. Jen Gunter from her Substack. She talked about PFAS in period underwear, and she dove into the research and wrote a really good critical thinking post on all the different aspects of consideration and what we know and what we don't know, things that I have no idea about and don't have time to dive into or even have the expertise on. So it's a really great read. Highly recommend you look into that, and I'll leave the link right here.
Being mindful of the external toxin that we expose to every day. So checking the quality of air inside your house,